I think we can all relate to how to connect with new people.
Glad to be here, Mike. I'm Sarah. And yeah, looking forward to exploring this with you.
Awesome. So Sarah, let's start with the basics. Why is human connection so important? We all know it's nice to have friends and all that, but is there more to it?
Oh, there's definitely more to it, Mike. It goes way beyond just feeling good. There's actually a strong scientific link between having solid social connections and good physical and mental well-being.
Really?
Yeah. Studies have even shown a correlation with living longer. People who feel like they belong and have good connections tend to live healthier lives for longer. It's like having a built-in support system for when things get tough.
So it's like connection is built into our DNA. But if it's so important, why is it so hard for so many of us? Is it just that modern life gets in the way?
Well, modern life definitely plays a part. But it's not the whole story. There are all sorts of things that can make it harder to connect. And they're not always obvious. For instance, past trauma can make it hard to trust people. And then there's social anxiety, which can make social situations just feel impossible.
Right. It makes sense that those things would make it hard to put yourself out there.
And get this, even spending too much time on social media can make it harder to connect in person.
Really? So all that time online could be making it tougher to connect face to face. That seems a bit backward.
I know, right? But think about it. When we're constantly scrolling and comparing ourselves to other people online, it can make us feel more isolated and less confident about connecting with people in real life.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like social media creates this fake sense of connection while actually making us feel more disconnected. So what if we're already feeling isolated and struggling to connect? Is there anything we can do? Or are we just stuck with awkward encounters and superficial relationships?
Not at all. We're definitely not stuck. There are things we can do to break down those barriers no matter what's causing those feelings of disconnect.
Okay, that's good to hear. So let's get into it. What are some practical things we can do to meet new people and start building those initial connections?
One really effective strategy is to focus on starting conversations in a way that sparks genuine interest and encourages people to engage more deeply. Instead of the typical, "what do you do?" try something a bit more unique and thought-provoking, like, "what are you most passionate about these days?" Or, "if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?"
Those are good examples. Yeah. They really encourage the other person to share something meaningful about themselves. I can see how that would lead to a much more interesting conversation than just talking about work or the weather.
Exactly. It's about going beyond the surface level and finding those shared passions and interests that can form the basis of a real connection.
But even with a great conversation starter, taking that next step and actually inviting someone to do something can be scary. What if they say no? Any advice on handling that fear of rejection?
That fear of rejection is totally normal. Most of us struggle with it. One way to approach it is to start with what we call micro commitments. Instead of jumping straight to inviting someone to a big event, suggest something casual and low pressure, like grabbing coffee or checking out a new bookstore together.
So it's like testing the waters before jumping in head first.
Exactly. And pay attention to their body language to see how interested they seem. If they seem hesitant or unsure, don't push it. Just keep the conversation light and focus on building rapport.
That's great advice. I think a lot of us get so caught up in the fear of rejection that we forget to just relax and enjoy the interaction.
It's easy to do, but remember, connection is about building relationships, and relationships take time. There's no need to rush it.
So true. So let's say we've met some new people, had some good conversations, and we're feeling like those interactions have potential. How do we take those connections to a deeper level?
That's where active listening comes in. And I'm not just talking about nodding your head and saying, uh-huh. It's about really tuning in to what the other person is saying, asking clarifying questions, and showing genuine interest in their thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
So it's about making the other person feel heard and understood. I imagine that creates a sense of trust and encourages them to open up more.
Exactly. When someone feels truly heard, it creates a safe space for them to be vulnerable and share more of themselves. And that vulnerability is what leads to deeper, more meaningful connections.
That makes sense. But being vulnerable can be scary. How do we know when it's safe to open up and when we should hold back?
It's all about paying attention to the signals the other person is sending and creating an environment of mutual trust and respect. Start by sharing small personal details and gradually increase the level of vulnerability as the relationship develops. If they seem uncomfortable or closed off, dial back the intensity and respect their boundaries. Remember, connection should never come at the expense of your own well-being.
That's such an important point. You can't force a connection, and it shouldn't feel like a one-way street.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between being open and authentic while also respecting yourself and your own needs.
So any final words of wisdom for navigating this complex world of human connection before we move on to some more practical tips?
One of the most important things to remember is that self-awareness and personal growth are key to developing better connections. The more we understand ourselves, our needs, our patterns, our strengths and weaknesses, the better equipped we are to build healthy, fulfilling relationships with others.
So it's not just about learning how to connect with others, but also about continually working on ourselves.
That's right. The journey of building meaningful connections is an ongoing process of self-discovery and growth.
That's a powerful thought. And I think it's a great place to pause for now. We've covered a lot, from the science behind why connection matters to some initial steps we can take to start building those relationships.
When we come back, let's get into some more specific strategies and tips for navigating those sometimes awkward early stages of getting to know someone.
Sounds good. So let's jump right in. What are some things we can do to make those initial conversations less awkward and more engaging?
You know, a lot of people get hung up on thinking they need to have some magic formula for conversations, but honestly, the most engaging interactions often just come from genuine curiosity and being present in the moment.
That's so true. It's easy to get caught up in what you're going to say next instead of just listening and responding authentically.
It happens to all of us, but those awkward silences that we all dread, they're actually totally normal. They're just a natural part of any conversation.
So we shouldn't freak out when they happen. I'll admit, I sometimes feel this urge to fill every silence with words.
It's a common instinct,
Yeah.
but sometimes the best thing you can do is just acknowledge the silence, maybe with a little humor. Like you could say, well, this is getting intense. How about we talk about something a bit lighter?
I like that. Just taking the pressure off and letting the conversation breathe.
Exactly. Or you could use the silence to make a playful observation about what's around you. Like, I wonder what that painting is supposed to be. Or, I've always loved the architecture in this building.
Those are great examples. It's like you're inviting the other person to share a moment of curiosity with you.
Precisely. And even that small shared experience, like just noticing something together, can create a sense of connection.
Okay, so we've talked about asking good questions and handling those awkward silences.
Yeah.
What about body language? How important is that in making connections?
Body language is huge. It's like a secret language we're all speaking even when we don't realize it. And it can have a big impact on how others see us and how we feel about ourselves. When you're trying to connect with someone, you want to make sure your body language is open and inviting. Things like making eye contact, smiling, uncrossing your arms can really make a difference.
So even if you're saying all the right things, if your body language is saying, I'm uncomfortable, it's going to work against you.
Absolutely. People are really good at picking up on those nonverbal cues. And if your words and your body language don't match, they're going to trust the nonverbal signals more.
That makes sense. So if you tend to get nervous or self-conscious in social situations, any tips on how to project more confidence through your body language?
There's a technique called power posing. You can try it before you go into a social situation. Stand tall, pull your shoulders back, lift your chin, put your hands on your hips. This kind of posture signals to your brain that you're confident and in control, which can help reduce anxiety.
Power posing. I've heard of that. It's like faking it till you make it, but with your body.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, even if you don't feel confident at first, just physically acting confident can start to change how you feel inside. Our minds and bodies are constantly influencing each other.
That's really interesting. So our bodies can actually trick our minds into feeling more confident.
It's a powerful tool. And it's not just about power posing. Simple things like making eye contact, smiling, genuinely turning your body towards the person you're talking to can all make you seem more approachable and engaged.
Okay, so we've talked about meeting new people and making those initial connections. But what about keeping those connections going over time? How do we stop friendships from fizzling out?
That's a great question, Mike. Consistency is key. Just like any other relationship, friendships need effort and attention. Make an effort to stay in touch, even if it's just a quick text or phone call.
I know, but life gets busy. How do we make time for friends when we're juggling work, family, and everything else?
It's all about making those relationships that are most important to you a priority. Think of your friendships as investments. Just like you put time and energy into your job and your health, you need to invest in your relationships. It doesn't have to be big things. Even small gestures like a quick text to say hi or sharing an article you think a friend would like can really help keep those connections strong.
So it's the little things that add up over time.
They really do. It's about showing your friends that you value them and that you're thinking about them.
Now let's talk about online connections. Social media can be a good way to meet new people, but it can also feel superficial. Any advice on forming more genuine connections online?
For sure. One important thing is to really engage with the things people are sharing. Instead of just liking or reacting, take a minute to leave a thoughtful comment or ask a question. It shows that you're actually paying attention and that you care about their perspective.
So it's about going beyond those surface level interactions and really engaging with people on a deeper level.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to share your own thoughts and experiences too. Being vulnerable can be just as powerful online as it is offline.
What about those of us who are more introverted or struggle with social anxiety? Any tips for navigating the online world in a way that feels comfortable and authentic?
One strategy is to find online communities that match your interests. Whether it's a group for book lovers or a forum for talking about your favorite hobby, connecting with like-minded people online can feel less scary than trying to navigate those huge social media platforms.
So finding your niche online can make it easier to connect with people who get you.
Absolutely. When you're with people who understand and like the same things you do, it feels much safer to be yourself and let your guard down.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot today, from the science of connection to practical tips for building relationships both online and in person. Any final thoughts?
I think the biggest takeaway is that building those meaningful connections is a journey, not a destination. It's all about learning, growing, and putting yourself out there, even when it feels uncomfortable. There will be times when things feel awkward or you get rejected, but the rewards of experiencing true connection are so worth it.
That's a great way to put it, Sarah. I think that's a perfect note to end on. Building connections takes effort, but the rewards are life-changing. Yeah, through this whole deep dive, I've been thinking connection isn't just about like having tons of friends or being super popular.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's about quality over quantity.
Right.
It's about having people in your life who really get you, who you can be yourself around.
Yeah.
You know, no judgment.
Exactly. And those kinds of connections,
Yeah.
the ones that really matter, those don't just happen.
It takes effort.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you have to be open and willing to be vulnerable.
And you know what else I've realized? Even small acts of kindness can really make a difference.
Oh, absolutely. Like a sincere compliment or just listening to someone. Or even just a smile. Those little things can really brighten someone's day.
And you never know. That one small act could be what starts a really meaningful connection.
It's a nice thought. We all have the power to create more connection, don't we?
We do. So, Sarah, this has been a really insightful conversation. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of how to build relationships.
It's been great talking with you, Mike. I hope everyone listening feels inspired to go out and build those meaningful connections.
Me too. And remember, everyone, building connections takes effort, but it's so worth it.
Couldn't agree more.
And that wraps up our deep dive into how to connect with new people. Sarah, thanks so much for sharing your insights with us today.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our amazing listeners, thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to share it with a friend who might need a little boost in the connection department.
Spread the love.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep diving deep into the things that matter.